Hello family, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a controversial and sensitive topic, the attempt by the West to assassinate former President Donald Trump. This subject will spark numerous debates and conspiracy theories, but let's examine some of the possible reasons behind these attempts. Remember, we're exploring different perspectives and not endorsing any particular view. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button to join the community. War is business, and the US war in Ukraine is one of the largest business by the American arms manufacturers. Despite thousands of lives being lost, the business is booming, being led by top business people in the world. These are influential individuals who are willing to go to great lengths to maintain the status quo. Trump has stated categorically that if he ascends to power, he will end this war in days. This has rubbed these people the wrong way, and they are willing to go to great lengths to stop him. Former President Donald Trump's stance on NATO was a significant departure from his predecessors. Trump often criticized NATO, calling it obsolete and questioning the relevance of the alliance in the modern geopolitical landscape. He argued that many member countries were not contributing their fair share to defense spending, leaving the United States to shoulder a disproportionate burden. Trump's push for NATO reform was seen as an attempt to either force member countries to increase their contributions or to reduce the US commitment to the alliance. His rhetoric and actions led to concerns among allies that he might even consider withdrawing the United States from NATO, which would have profound implications for global security and the balance of power in Europe. Critics argued that this approach undermined the solidarity and deterrence that NATO provides against potential threats from adversaries like Russia. Former President Donald Trump's relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Russia was one of the most scrutinized aspects of his presidency. Trump often praised Putin, calling him a strong leader and expressing admiration for his assertive style. This unusual warmth towards Russia, a country traditionally viewed with suspicion by US policymakers, raised eyebrows and sparked controversy. Critics accused Trump of being overly conciliatory towards Russia, especially in the context of allegations of Russian interference in the 2016 US presidential election. Despite multiple investigations and widespread criticism, Trump consistently downplayed the findings of Russian meddling, opting instead to emphasize the potential for improved US-Russia relations. This stance led to significant political fallout and speculation about the motivations behind Trump's seemingly favorable disposition towards Putin and Russia. Many war-minded people want the war in Ukraine to continue and NATO not to collapse in order to keep on being protected at the expense of the United States taxes. Trump's decisions to withdraw from international agreements such as the Paris Climate Accord and the Iran nuclear deal further strained relations with other Western nations. These moves were seen as undermining global cooperation and stability, potentially making Trump a target for those who believed his actions were destabilizing the world order. Trump's relationship with the media played a significant role. His frequent attacks on the press and labeling of mainstream media as fake news created a hostile environment. Some believe that this adversarial stance made him a target for powerful media conglomerates and their influential allies who saw him as a threat to their control over public discourse. Trump's economic policies, particularly his trade war with China, disrupted global markets. His aggressive stance on tariffs and trade agreements was perceived as a direct challenge to the economic interests of powerful multinational corporations and financial institutions. These entities have significant influence over global politics and may have seen Trump's policies as a threat to their profitability. Another factor to consider is the deep state theory. Some conspiracy theorists argue that a shadowy network of government officials and elites known as the deep state operates behind the scenes to maintain control over US policies. According to this theory, Trump's attempts to drain the swamp and expose corruption made him a target for assassination by those who wanted to preserve their power and influence. In conclusion, the assassination attempt on President Trump is rooted in a mix of political, economic, and social factors. His unorthodox approach to governance and policy making certainly disrupting the status quo, creating a host of enemies along the way. However, This attempt on his life will only sway the undecided voters to vote for him.